Okay, it is time. It is time. I got too many microphones going on. Got to make sure I got the right one. Well, welcome everybody to the East Valley Institute of Technology regular scheduled board meeting. I am Rhonda Doolin, the board president, and I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. And we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'm going to ask Dana to give our pledge because she looks so lovely in her dress today.
So cute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And again, I apologize for how cold it is in here. So if I shiver, I apologize because I'm freezing. Okay, we are going to go ahead and move on to our presentations. And the first presentation we have is Students of the Month. And we're going to start, normally we start with the main campus, but I'm going to spice it up. And I'm going to start with the East Campus because I always feel like they have to go second. So you're going first today.
She's spicing it up.
I'm spicing it up. So I'll let you guys
Spicy.
go ahead and present the East Campus. And I believe we have two. So I will turn it over to you guys.
Spicy.
Thank you, Madam President, governing board members, members of the general public that are here to see. I'm happy to say this might be the last time that we actually in a board meeting call us the East Campus after I saw that board agenda item. My name's, you guys all know me, I'm John Casaro, principal at East Power Campus. We have two Students of the Month this month. Our first, I would like to introduce one of our first-year vet teachers, and she's a brand-new teacher, Miss Amber Tamari, and she's going to introduce our first Student of the Month.
Hi guys, my name is Amber Tamari and I am a brand new teacher here. My student of the month is Miss Lauren Job over here. So I nominated her as a first teacher. It's been hard. It's been hard and there's been a lot of things that I'm learning as I'm going. And Lauren has been nothing but great in showing me. So she's the president of my classroom, my morning classroom. And she's taken great leadership. She has taken all the students under her wing as well, and she has a group text message that she has circulating where she reminds them when there's assignments, when there's exams. She's constantly helping me, like I said, and she's also achieving so great in the class. She's always one of my top performers. So I wanted to go ahead and congratulate Lauren Jobs on this.
Hi, Lauren. Lauren, we're going to put you on the spot, and we're going to ask you to come to the microphone. And I will start because the others I know might ask questions as well. But I would like for you to just tell us a little bit about yourself and why Vet Tech.
My name's Lauren Joe, or Javis, whatever. And I'm a senior at Basha High School. I'm in the vet program because I love animals and I'm very passionate about it. And I hope to one day be a veterinarian. And I just am very passionate about it. And Ms. Tamari is a really great teacher, and I really like her too. So,
Awesome. Excellent. Any other questions from any other board members?
I just want to comment. It's difficult, your first year teaching. It takes about 3 years. You'll never, ever forget it. So it is very helpful to have a student step up and lead. So congratulations for doing that. It's awesome.
Go ahead, Mr. Ling.
Do you have anybody here with you tonight?
I do. I have my mother, and my dad couldn't make it. He's traveling for work, but my parents are very supportive of my dreams, and I really love them, and they're always there for me.
Aww. That was worth coming just to hear that. Do you have any pets at home? I'm always curious how many animals you have at your house.
Well, I wish I could have a whole zoo, but my parents really don't like that. So I only have a dog, a little miniature Yorkie, and then I have a snake, which took a lot of convincing, but he's very cute.
A snake.
A
Yes.
snake and a Yorkie.
The snake's not big enough to eat the Yorkie, right?
Oh, no.
Okay, just checking.
Good.
Just checking that that's not an
That was stressing
issue.
me out a minute.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
meeting you. And I'm assuming no other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next student was nominated by Mrs. Price, Intro to Health. She was not able to make it today, so it's going to be my privilege to read to you what Ms. Price wrote about our next nominee, which is, or not nominee, our next selection was Macy White. Macy, are you here? Macy, come on up. Ms. Price wrote, Macy is our class president for PM. She has 100% in my class. She has been amazing. Not only does she go out of her way to help me, she does it with every student. This year has been difficult for all of us because of COVID. I have implemented many new systems and activities that correspond with our new regulations, and she has gone out of her way to help me organize and to support my new rules to keep us all safe. For Suicide Prevention Month, she put together a talk and also handed out goodie bags to all of the students. She went out of her way to learn each student's name and communicate with them. She takes initiative as well. One day, I had to go to the hallway for a student emergency, and when I returned, she literally was in front of class reviewing notes with the students. Surprisingly enough, the entire class was quiet and paying attention. She is a truly remarkable young lady and a pleasure to have in my class. She is definitely a student who stands out and deserves to be recognized.
I'm going to ask you the same thing, to just introduce yourself to us. Tell us what year you are in school and where you hope to be in a couple years.
Well, my name is Macy White. I'm a junior at Perry. I'm a first-year med student. I want to be a forensic pathologist when I'm older. I'm hoping to get my CNA and my phlebotomy license through EVIT so that I can support myself through college along with my parents. And that's pretty much it. I love being with Miss Price. I don't think I've really had a connection stronger to a teacher than Miss Price. She's always there for all of her students, and it means a lot to be recognized by her. So.
Excellent. And who are you here with today?
My mom and my dad, Brian and Angela White, yeah.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
Tell us about being class president.
Well, mostly I have a group chat for all the students, and we remind each other about test dates. The night before every exam, we always get onto a Google Meet call so that we can review test questions and all of that. And then during class, right before the test happens, I have a couple people in my class pulling me aside, asking me questions and stuff before the test. And honestly, it's just about being there to support my fellow classmates, and it's really empowering.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being
Thank
elected.
you.
Congratulations.
All right, now I'll go with the main campus.
Madam President and distinguished board, thanks for having me today. I will say it's never easy following John, so thanks for that. So this is my first chance to get up in front of all of you and present two students, and I can't think of two better students to bring to you today, because today, and I'll let the teachers get into it, but today we're talking about a student who's doubled down. And in my family, we enjoy gambling, and so seeing some student who's doubling down and putting her efforts in two different baskets and making sure that she's going to be successful regardless is something I think that's commendable, especially here at EVIT. And the second is a student who I think exemplifies the type of person that all of us should be. So with that, I would like to go ahead and bring up Ms. Dana Kuhn to present our AAM student.
Madam President, distinguished board members, tonight I have the awesome honor of introducing Kalia Corrales. She was nominated by Ms. Grantham for her excellent art skills. The first quarter they do a lot of static art, and Kalia really has excelled in that. She's a leader in her class and is very inquisitive and doesn't hesitate to ask questions when necessary. That's 3D animation and the instructor that nominated her. And Kalia also attends criminal justice in the afternoon with Ms. Franco. So she's our double downer, as Mr. Fisher said. And so I'll let her introduce herself and explain why she chose to do this.
Hi, I'm Kalia Corrales. I'm a junior in high school, and I chose to do both programs because I wanted a taste of just some hobbies I already am interested in and something I'm interested in, and I wanted to see if I was capable of pursuing any of them.
Which one do you like better?
I like them both differently.
Excellent answer. Excellent answer. And who are you here with today?
I'm with my mom and my dad and my little brother.
Oh, hi, Mom, Dad, little brother.
You gotta tell them. How many brothers you live with at home?
I have 4 brothers at home.
So it's just you and 4 brothers?
Yeah.
My daughter feels your pain. So,
Is there one that you're leaning towards more?
Not so far.
Not so
I'm just.
have you
getting-
figured out a way to link them?
Mm-hmm. That was the next.
I can't.
I'm just wondering if there is a link. I don't know.
I'm
Never know.
a
Never know.
courtroom animator. I can't remember the name.
Excellent. Any other questions from board members? Thank you so much. We're so happy you could be here. To ask, did you and Miss Kuhn like coordinate so you would match today? Because you looked really nice up there.
Madam President, when it's good taste, it's just good taste.
It's just good taste.
Next, I'd like to bring Mr. Bernasek from our diesel program up to present our PM Student of the Month.
Madam President and members of the board, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come here tonight to showcase my, I would say, my premier student of the year, Tyler Paul. There's so much to say about him. He's such a genuine soul that this year I had a challenged student in my class, and he just took it, not even asking, and just took this student under his wing and guided him and nurtured him, and it was amazing to see how somebody could just do that, to without being asked to nurture somebody that has a disability and help them in the career that we've chosen in diesel technologies. It's not easy. So with loud noises in the shop, he really calmed the student down and directed him how he should when I was with other groups. So he's everybody or anybody that and everybody that we should that students should represent a student or a teacher and this school. He is the future of my program, and with seeing everything going on in today's news, you wonder where these kids are going and where our world is leading. And when you see a kid like this, a man like this, you do have hope for society and where the future holds. So, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Tyler. I'm a senior at Campo Verde High School, and I like outdoor activities.
What does that mean?
I like just being outdoors.
Outdoors?
Basically.
Do you
Working-
hunt?
I do not.
I was
want
just
to.
curious because there's a bunch of hunters in this room, so I hear them talking on the side notes. So. Okay, and you go to Campo Verde?
Yes, ma'am.
How far of a drive is that for you?
I go from Campo to Gilbert because Gilbert close to my house, and then it's the same bus that takes it here to EVIT.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Any other questions? Got any?
I'll start crying. I can't talk.
Go ahead. Mom or dad here? Who's here?
Yes, I have both mom and dad here.
Mom and dad are here. Hey, I want to say to all the parents, thank you for sharing your children with us. It's been an interesting year. As we all know, 2020 gave us a lot of unexpected turns and twists, and it doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. And I want to thank you for giving us an opportunity to get to know your children, and having them here at EVIT is a true blessing for all of us involved.
You have a special boy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, you are more than welcome to stay. We get really exciting. We're going to go over the minutes next. Or you are free to leave. We will not make you stay. Thank you. Thank you again. Are you crying?
Yeah, I cried.
Thank you. Thank you.
Those are the best stories. I love them. Yep, there they go.
I know how to clear a room, or
Yes,
what?
you do.
Wow. Wow. Even before I had a chance to say anything, you just cleared it all.
I did.
Jeez. All right.
Well, there you go. Okay, so now it's down to like 5 of us. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to our minutes, agenda item number 4, which is the minutes. I need a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from October 12th.
So moved?
Got a motion by Mr.
Second.
Lane and a second by Ms. Boggs. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll have Ms. Boggs call for the vote.
Doolin,
Aye.
Johnson,
Abstain.
Lane,
Aye.
Boggs is an aye. Watkins,
Aye.
Burnham,
Aye.
and Mitchell. You're on mute.
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
Gotta love the Zoom mute. Okay, moving on to number 5. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this because the place is entirely empty, but this is called to the public. Do we have anybody that would like to speak? Ms. Perez?
Nobody virtually?
Nobody virtually? I guess we're good. Okay, so moving on to number 6, which is personnel. I need a motion to recommend the approval of the certified and classified personnel requests.
So moved.
I got a motion by Mr. Johnson. Need a second?
Second.
I have a
Burnham.
second by Burnham. Thank you, because I didn't see that. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll have Ms. Boggs call for the vote.
Doolin,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Lane,
Aye.
Boggs is an aye. Watkins,
Aye.
Burnham,
Aye.
Mitchell.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Motion carries. Okay, we are going on to number 7. I'm just looking here for a minute. Okay, I want to keep those separate. So we'll do 7A, which is the Foster Youth Partnership. Dr. Wilson, you're going to address the board?
Yeah,
This is a
Madam President,
discussion?
Madam President, members of the governing board, in the backup I sent you, there was a white paper that kind of explained some of the opportunities that we're pursuing. But it's important to me that you understand why we're doing it and the benefit that I believe we can have in it. I believe that at EVIT, we've said this time and time again, EVIT has the ability to change lives by loving our students and serving our communities. And that holds true to every kid, I believe. But there are some of the most vulnerable students in our communities that absolutely need us, and that's our foster youth. And I think we have a unique opportunity in partnering with different foster youth organizations to begin looking at students that are on the verge of aging out of the foster system. So it'd be 15, 16, 17-year-old students who are most likely not on a trajectory towards completing high school, and bring them onto our campus and have a quality GED program. And when I say that, I think there's a misnomer that you can just walk in and pass the GED test. You can't. And so that requires us to have a lot of, to be very purposeful in our backfill and teaching those students what they don't know, but get them to a point in which they're able to successfully complete a GED, while at the same time marrying it with a career and technical education program certification. And the belief with it is that if we're able to get these individuals that currently right now are not trending towards
the outcome that we would want for them as a community or as a society, that we can step in and we can leverage those opportunities and truly change their lives. I indicated to you that there are some barriers that are there that we're going to have to work our way through. One of the bigger barriers, or there's two really. The first is if a student, the individuals that I'm speaking about, if they participate in the programming, most likely would not generate ADM. Because they would be non-high school students and they would be on our campus participating in programs and not generating the ADM. So we'll have to work through some funding mechanisms to offset those costs. That's the first issue. And the second issue is transportation. When you talk with foster youth organizations, one of the bigger challenges that foster youth have is transportation for a number of different reasons. And so as we look to find solutions to the challenges, I anticipate one of the solutions being us as an organization providing transportation. And again, there's a cost associated with that, and so we're going to look for revenues that allow us to offset those costs. But I didn't want to go further down this road without at least making you aware of what we're pursuing and why we're pursuing it. And like I said, from my perspective, and I spoke a bit more about it in the white paper, but I think we have the ability to do things for the youth that I'm speaking about, that without us, their opportunity post-high school, post-foster youth statistically is not very great. And so I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have, or we'll come back again at a later time when we start piecing together some of those solutions to the challenges, whether it be the ADM and or the transportation.
I have a comment.
Okay, go ahead. I will go Mr. Burnham and then Mr. Lane. Go ahead, Mr. Burnham.
Thank you. I was glad to see that you're pursuing this, Dr. Wilson. I have my youngest son, when he was a junior in high school, saw a young man sitting at a table by himself. He went over and invited him to sit with him and his friends, and got to know him. He was in foster care, several families, and then ended up in a group home for his high school years. We got to know him. He kind of became part of our family. And he's one of the 3% that you had that went on to college. He's has a bachelor's and a master's degree in engineering now, doing very well. But he was able to get a lot of scholarships and helps because he was in foster care. And I think those are out there available to help those who wouldn't fall under our normal funding mechanisms and be able to come. But I sure support anything we can do to help these young men and women who have come through foster care group homes so they can follow what this young man that's kind of become part of our family has done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burnham. Mr. Lane?
These individuals qualify for year 13 funding for the first part, or?
So most likely not, at least the way the legislation currently is. And part of the reason why is because these individuals most likely would not have been in a CTE program the year prior. And the second challenge that we're finding is that, and again, I think that there's an opportunity to service a lot more foster youth than what this proposal is referencing. Really what this is referencing is individuals that are most likely not going to be able to finish high school. So they may be 16 years old and have 4 credits.
It's the
and
gap in their
and the likelihood
transitioning and all of
and
that.
the likelihood of them being able to complete the credits needed to graduate from high school is really low. And so what our thought process is, we'll target those individuals. So to answer your question, this first group, most likely not. At some point in time, either the legislation changes and or we have a different pipeline, then maybe so. But for this first group, my guess is no.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes, I can't, this has been the best thing that I've seen us put forward.
Agreed.
I just think this is terrific. And I'm really proud of us. And I'm proud of you, Dr. Wilson, for thinking about this and moving it forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I have a couple of thoughts, Mr. Mitchell. I'm going to throw this out to you as well as myself. I think it would be appropriate, I know some of us have some connections with some legislators, that we maybe share this white paper and what we're looking at. I know that won't solve our immediate issue, but I sure do think that if we can start getting this in front of the right people, this is definitely a nonpartisan issue. This is the future of our children, and they deserve every chance that we can give them. So I would like to, go ahead, Mr. Mitchell.
I just wonder, have we gotten lobbyists yet?
So yes, we do, and I actually spoke with her about this, and she is taking this white paper to begin talking to some contacts and relationships she has as well.
So I think if Mr. Mitchell does that, I'm happy to do that myself with some of my contacts. And I know Ms. Boggs will as well. Maybe we can get some traction on this and get somewhere. The other thing I wanted to throw out there and just see if everybody's okay with maybe, hopefully maybe people are listening. If not, I will throw it out there when I see them. I wonder if this wouldn't be an appropriate 501c3 for a community partnership. Like there might be some community members who would be willing to step up and do a 501c3 to start fundraising for these youth. I will tell you there's one little thing in here that I think we need to look at and include. And that is, before they pick a program, we need to do counseling on job opportunities out there. And the reason I say that's important because these are children that are going to be adults overnight, and they need to have a career path that will support them. And though I love all of our programs we do, some of them are not career paths. They're starting points for more education, and not that we're against that, but we just need to make sure they know all the ins and outs.
Madam President, members of the governing board, I would welcome any individuals that you may have connection to that can help us think through how this can work, the funding side of it, the support side of it. One of the things that's been really humbling to me, and I'll tell you why this became such an issue, something that's so important to me, is that there was a young man similar to what you described, Mr. Burnham, that was clearly homeless. And, I thought my solution was just to give him some food and some money, and that would change the problems. But it's much deeper than that, And so we're going to partner with the organizations and individuals that understand the foster youth, because we don't. I mean, my heart's there, but we don't. Secondly, part of the benefit I think that we can provide in creating the structure that I've described is that it would potentially give us a greater opportunity to do the work that you're saying in a much more detailed way, depth way. If we have those students on our campus all day long, we now buy time with them to do a lot of other things than the GED and the CTE programming, whether it be the wraparound services through DES, whether it be coaching, career counseling. I mean, and so part of the uniqueness, I think, of what we're talking about is giving a place for students to have success, to feel like they belong, but also a place that they can be here a full day to have more time for us to be able to do some of those wraparound services. Because back to the point I was making, it isn't about just the money and the education. There are a lot of social, emotional issues that those individuals need to get filled in and worked through in order to access and have the success. And so can we create the avenue where that's more easily accessible here than what it may be for them outside of here, if that makes any sense?
It makes total sense. I commend you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President, members of the governing board, then item B, COVID update. So we're starting our 11th week of on-campus in-person instruction. We just finished our 10th week last week, obviously. The 12th week of the school year, because if you remember, the first week was online. So at the end of last week, since we opened, so the 11 weeks of in-person on-campus instruction, we had a total positive count for students and staff of 27. 5 from the Power Road campus and 22 from Maine. That 27 includes 2 faculty. So it was essentially 25 students. Now, understand, some of our reporting is about a week in the rears, so those numbers may change, and so they may go up a little bit. But we've never had, in all 10 weeks, more than 4 positive cases in 1 week at the main campus, and no more than 2 positive cases in 1 week at the Power Road campus. When you look at our enrollment on both of those campuses, that makes the positivity rate on each one of those campuses much less than 1% weekly. And so, kind of it's much less than that. I'm not a math person. But when you start talking about positivity rate, we're running significantly below 1% positive per week on our campuses since we opened 10 weeks ago. Molly Burke is the Power Road Campus health support, and then we're in the process of hiring a new one here for the main campus. We anticipate numbers going up. That's just the nature of the environment that we're in. But I'd like to remind the governing board that we never believed that we would keep the virus off our campus. That was never the goal. The goal was to prevent the spreading of the virus. And I'm very complimentary. I wish that I would have taken the opportunity to thank the parents that were here. But I'm very appreciative and complimentary of our parents, our students, our staff, for every day coming to our campus, doing the work that needs to get done so that we can stay open and give the opportunities our students deserve. I think, Ms. Doolin, you made mention that, one of the mindsets is to approach the day as if everybody you're coming in contact with has the virus. And, that sounds a bit draconian, but really the truth of it, it's very liberating, because what you wind up doing then is you wind up creating systems that you can flourish in and function in and deliver the opportunities the students deserve, while at the same time making sure that people are safe and healthy. I've said this to you before. The last time we did the update, though, it's exhausting. It's exhausting, especially for our teachers. And what makes it exhausting is that everything that you have thought about and you've practiced over the years of being an instructor, a teacher, has got to be different. And so it is just, from the way students come into the class, the way the students leave the class, from how you ask questions in the class, to how you monitor the class, to how all of it just has had to be rethought and reprogrammed. And so it is exhausting, but I'm very appreciative and proud of the work that our folks are doing to give the students the opportunity to learn on campus that they deserve.
Could you tell me, of those 27, are you aware of any of them that were hospitalized?
I'm not aware of any of them that were hospitalized at all. And out of the 27, I don't believe that any of the 27 contracted the virus here.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from any board members? Because as a nurse, I'm always fascinated, because that's what we're really concerned about. I mean, as I've said from the beginning, it's community spread. The virus isn't going away. What we want to watch for is the hospital incidents, and are we seeing an increase in severe sickness, or is the virus mutating and actually getting less virulent? So, good information. Okay, number 8, action items. Renaming the East Campus to Power Campus.
I like it.
So it says Dr. Wilson will address the board. So is that it? We're changing because we're good with that, if that's it.
Yeah, that's essentially it, yes.
John, do you like
the
Power
name?
Campus? The Power Campus.
So my question is when are we getting a mascot?
A lightning bolt? Is that
Something?
what you're... Madam President, members of the governing board, honestly, it's always just bothered me that there was the main campus and the East Campus. People can say that was for reasons, and that maybe they were, but that has just bothered me. So Power is in alignment with Mesa and the city of Mesa and ASU Polytech's view of that being the Power Knowledge Corridor. And so it fits in context with that, but it also, I think, gives the campus the respect it deserves when one is the main and the other's east.
So are we going to rename Maine?
No, we're still keeping it Maine.
It's just, I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I just had that was my issue, just the other one, not this one.
It's the main.
They're both named after streets.
They're both named after
They are.
streets,
And that's-
Maine and
yes,
Power.
Yes, that's the logic behind it, but we didn't want to name it Power Street or Power Road, because that sounded then a little bit cartoonish, and so we said, well, we'll just say Power, which sounds...
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds great, very
that's
nice.
it.
I still want a mascot.
Okay.
I'd like to introduce a motion that we rename the previously known East Campus to Power Campus, effective immediately.
I will second that motion. So I have a motion by Mr. Lane, a second by myself. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll let Ms. Boggs call for the vote.
Doolin,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Lane,
Aye.
Boggs is an aye, Watkins,
Aye.
Burnham,
Aye.
and Mitchell.
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
Yay. Okay, it looks like we're going to 9, which is a call for executive session. I'm just going to ask my fellow board members a question. Do we want to do any calendaring now? And the only reason I ask is because then there's some people here that could leave, that wouldn't need to stay.
For after the
For
executive
after.
session.
Are you guys okay with me moving that?
Yes.
I am.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go to the closing items. We'll go ahead and do 10A calendaring. That way, anyone who needs to know that information, then you guys can go home to your families, and thank you for your support. You can stay if you want, but you don't have to.
Pretty exciting.
Adjournment's really
It is
exciting.
for Harry. He loves
But Harry's
adjournment.
favorite part is adjournment. Okay, so calendaring, is there any items we want to discuss? Any board members have anything they'd like to discuss to put on a future calendar? Right now, our next meeting is November 9th, and that's the only one we're having in November.
Madam President, members of the governing board, remember that meeting on the 9th, we're going to have a dinner for those who can make it before, because that's the only meeting in November. So we'll send you information for that. But since that is the only meeting in November, we'll have a dinner, your holiday dinner before the meeting.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate that. Anyone have any items they want on that agenda? Hearing none? Okay, so then we're good with that. And then we'll go ahead and move to number 9, but I will let you guys get out of here. Unless you want to stay, but by all means, you don't have to.
Bye, guys.
Nothing else good
See you
that's going to
later.
happen.
See you later.
Yes, you can so I will go ahead and we'll motion to go to executive session, then you can shut us off. So I'm going to go ahead and open number 9 and make a motion to go to executive session to review the superintendent's goals and evaluation process. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a second by Boggs. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'm going to vote that we go to executive session. Ms. Boggs, will you call for the vote?
Doolin?
Aye.
Johnson?
Aye.
Lane?
Aye.
Boggs is an aye. Watkins?
Aye.
Burnham?
Aye.
And Mitchell?
Aye.
All right.
Excellent.
Executive session.
Executive session we are now in. We just have to get rid of Carlos.
I didn't write him down. What's his name?
Yeah, what's your cat's name?
Mittens?
Kochka, Kochka. My
Kochka.
wife, all of her family was from the Czech Republic, and that's a Czech word, and it means cat.
Okay. So we will document that the cat was
Cat.
present in executive
I
session.
don't think he cares anyway.
Okay. We are back from executive session, and we are moving on to agenda item number 10, which is adjournment. Do I have a motion?
Sure.
Mr. Mitchell, do I have a motion?
Larry says sure.
We adjourn.
Mr. Mitchell and Larry with the second, Mr. Johnson with the second, or backwards. I'll have Ms. Boggs call for the
We
vote.
calling for a vote or all
Yep.
in favor?
Let's just do the vote and get it done.
All right, Doolin.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Lane.
Aye.
Boggs is an aye. Watkins.
Aye.
Burnham.
Aye.
And Mitchell.
Aye.
And Kochka.
Cat.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you,
Thank
everybody,
all
for
your time
attending.
tonight.
Are we off?
We're off. You can stand up.